So just bought my 30-gallon, well, 29-gallon tank. It's going to be a saltwater. I had considered doing this about 12 years ago, but I think I got scared off. I don't remember exactly why I decided not to, but it was probably something with the sumps or something that I didn't understand. It was like a lot of information. And so I just decided to wait or to not do it at all. But recently I have been getting on YouTube and watching saltwater aquarium videos, and I realized that it's not as hard as I thought it was. Like I definitely needed a bigger tank because I had a 10 gallon fresh water I kept for a couple of years. And then I realized I had to just make sure it cycled really well and keep up with the water changes. Coral is a whole nother story. Like, I'm not going to jump right into coral. Or if I do, it's going to be something really easy. Zoanthids or something like that. But I like it. I think it's a good size for me. My nephew, you could probably see his handprints. He can't wait. My first fish are going to be clownfish. I love those fish. And then I've already made out a list of the fish that I want to put in there and the corals that I wanted to put in there and the equipment. So I'm still doing research. I got a dry rock on the way, and I'm still doing research on the RODI. I'm also doing research on the sump. I'm eventually going to put a sump in there. I want to go with a 5-gallon because I don't have that much space under here. Like a 10 would probably fit, and one day I will probably upgrade to a 10, or I might just put a 10 in there. I don't know. It just depends on, what I learned from YouTube. But a lot of it is just I just want to get as much information as possible and also save up, because I realize that even I could just buy all the equipment for it, but then I got to have a quarantine tank. So I had to do double equipment. And not only do I have to have a quarantine tank, I have to have sometimes 3 of everything. Like a quarantine tank, and then buckets for mixing. Or I probably could use the same bucket for mixing as I could. I mean, it's just a lot of things, a lot of redundancy, especially with that quarantine tank. But the good thing is I'm going the cheap route on the quarantine tank. And then my display tank, I'll spend the money on it. And I don't want to be replacing things every 2 years or so. So I'm saving up for the good stuff right now. Or at least the mid-level. But yeah, I'm going with black rock. I got dry rock. I'm not going to cure it because, new display. I'm just going to throw it in there and let it do what it do. This hood has to be replaced. So yeah, my biggest purchases are going to be my LED and what else was it that was really expensive? I think that's the biggest expense other than the aquarium, my LED. Yeah, so my biggest expense is going to be the LED. I'm going to buy that last though because I'm not putting corals in straight away. And plus it's going to be expensive. I'm probably going to go with the $200 one. So my second expense is going to be my RODI. That's going to be about $200, $150, something like that. So the next thing I put in here, the next thing I buy is going to be my RODI. And then once I get that, I might actually go ahead and start it up. Just put my rock in there. Well, then I had to get a filter. So I'm going to get the RODI. Then I'm gonna get the filter, and then I'm just gonna crank it up. I've already got a heater, but it's a cheap one. I bought this like bundled, so a lot of this stuff is really cheap. I'm gonna go ahead and use it in my display. Then once I'm ready to get the fish, I'm gonna make sure I have everything for the quarantine tank, and I'm gonna move everything that was in here to the quarantine tank. And then I'm gonna upgrade all this equipment. Like that filter is definitely going to the quarantine. I'm thinking about getting a Title 55. Well, actually, I've already decided on it. I haven't decided on my heater yet. I gotta do some more research on that. I need a refractor. They gave me a hydrometer, but that kind of looks, I'll probably use that for the quarantine tank. I got a thermometer that can, I could probably, you don't really have to spend too much money on a thermometer. I'm gonna keep that in the display and just buy another one for the quarantine. Gonna give that water conditioner to my niece. Got a net. I've got to get 2 siphons, one for the display, one for the quarantine.